There's something concerning about the crypto industry. Ethereum is leading a lot of altcoins. It has a lot of impact on the altcoin prices. Unfortunately though, since the merge of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake, Ethereum tends to underperform, and the Ethereum ETF didn't help much with that underperformance. Let's have a look at the data. Let's have a look at how Ethereum performed. Let's try to figure out when this could potentially turn around, right? Because that's in the end the big question. We want to buy low, we want to sell high, and now we are rather trending downward. So here's the merge, the move from proof of work to proof of stake on the 15th of September 2022. And with that merge, Ethereum became ultra sound money, as in the supply of Ethereum tends to rather go down over time. This in theory should be good, right? The less supply there is, the higher the price should go. It's not a very constant decline, but at least since the move to proof of work, the supply decreased by 0.1% per annum. Now, why does it sometimes go down and why does it sometimes go up? This is dependent on how much Ethereum is being burned, or how much Ethereum is actually used on chain. Recently, the usage isn't that high, and so the Ethereum supply tends to go up again. But it's still a massive improvement in terms of tokenomics compared to what used to be for Ethereum. Have a look at this. Again, we see those charts since the merge, and the supply development since that merge because of the move to proof of stake was not too bad. Had we stayed with proof of work, Ethereum supply would have grown by 3.2% per annum. So this is clearly an improvement, right? Less supply should mean a higher price. So the supply of Ethereum is shrinking. The supply of Bitcoin is expanding though, not by much, by 0.85% per annum, but still just based on tokenomics, Bitcoin should be underperforming Ethereum just in terms of supply dynamics. But that's the thing, right? It's not just supply that determines the price. It's also demand. And unfortunately, Ethereum is somewhat in a stuck position. It's not a great store of value because for that you simply just go to Bitcoin. It's way more decentralized. It's also not a super effective smart contract platform because there's now so much competition. There's Solana, there's Avalanche, there's many other blockchains that are way cheaper and way faster. So where is Ethereum in all of this? Now let's have a look how this actually plays out on relative valuation charts. What we've got over here is Ethereum relative to Bitcoin. So the Ethereum price divided by the Bitcoin price. We've got a low in September of 2019 and we've got a high in September of 2022. And this arrow over here shows us the merge. So since that merge, Ethereum underperformed Bitcoin by roughly 40%. Now here's the issue with all of this. Ethereum does have quite a large impact on the altcoin market as well. Check out this chart. So you're looking here at the exact same points in time, and this second chart is the others dominance. It shows us how much of all of crypto is in the altcoin, and that tended to bottom at a very similar point in time where Ethereum relative to Bitcoin bottom. The peak of Ethereum in the middle of September of 2022, that's also a relatively high point in the others dominance, so in the altcoin dominance. Since that merge of Ethereum, the altcoins in aggregate lost 26% of their relevancy. Now those are not one-to-one charts, right? There is still somewhat of a difference, but we can clearly see how Ethereum does have an impact on the market. We can also have a look at this mathematically. We can look at correlation matrices. So a correlation coefficient is simply just a measure of how much two assets move in tandem with one another. So when asset A goes up, how likely is it that asset B goes up as well? And vice versa, right? When asset A goes down, how likely is it that asset B is going down? When the two assets tend to move in sync, then the correlation coefficient is at 1. When they tend to move in opposite directions, right, when one goes up, the other goes down, then the correlation coefficient is -1. When there's no connection whatsoever between the two assets, then the correlation coefficient is 0. Now let's have a look at those correlation coefficients of various altcoins relative to Bitcoin and relative to Ethereum. So on the left, we've got the various altcoins, and the first column shows us the correlation coefficients relative to Bitcoin. The second column shows us the correlation coefficients relative to Ethereum. And what we notice is that the numbers on the second column tend to be higher than the numbers on the first column. In other words, the altcoins tend to move more in sync with Ethereum than they move in sync with Bitcoin. And so this is a common misunderstanding in crypto. This needs to go to 1 million or March buyers now will make millions. This is how you get the clicks on YouTube, but this is not how you beat the market. To beat the market in crypto, you need to be better informed than the rest. You need to be better skilled than the rest. You need to do better blockchain analytics. You need to track other people's wallets and know what is the smart money doing. It's the boring educational content that forms skill that doesn't perform so well on YouTube though. That's why I created the premium membership. Feel free to check it out. We are tracking influencer wallets to find out what they are buying before promoting this on YouTube. We've got a lot of tutorials to help with on-chain analytics, to help with wallet discovery. And of course, there are also plenty of chats where we help each other and also one-on-one conversations with me. So I'm messaging every premium member one-on-one directly. Once you're joining, you will get a message from me and you have the opportunity to directly pick my brain. Feel free to check it out. thebitcointrader.com, link is down below. Most people think that Bitcoin is the leader, that when Bitcoin goes up, then the rest of the market goes up as well and vice versa. But actually, it's Ethereum that's moving the altcoins much more. The correlation between Ethereum and the altcoins is higher. Now, where does this actually come from? Why do the altcoins move more with Ethereum than with Bitcoin? I believe it's at least partially because some of the prices are tightly coupled to one another via liquidity pools. So here is the total value locked on various chains. And we see, of course, that Ethereum is leading the pack. Most capital is still on the Ethereum chain, even though Ethereum is not really that efficient anymore, and even though Ethereum is losing ground. But what we can also see on chain is that pretty much all of the liquidity pools, or the vast majority of liquidity pools, are against wrapped Ethereum. So when you buy any of those altcoins on chain, you're actually buying this with wrapped Ethereum, not with USDT, not with USDC. You're swapping wrapped Ethereum against, say, the Andy token, or against the Kendo token, or against the Harris token. It's a swap between wrapped Ethereum and Harris. In other words, the price of an altcoin is determined by the ratio. How many altcoins relative to wrapped Ethereum are there in the liquidity pool? When you're swapping tokens, you put in, for example, wrapped Ethereum in the pool, you take out the altcoin, the ratio within the liquidity pool changes. And because you pulled out some of the altcoins, the price of the altcoin relative to wrapped Ethereum is going up. Now, what this also in turn means is that when Ethereum goes down in US dollar valuation, that the altcoins go down exactly to the same degree in US dollars. Altcoins thus are not priced in US dollars, they are actually on-chain priced in the native token of the chain. So in Ethereum's case, it's against wrapped Ethereum. In Solana's case, it's against Solana. And again, because there's most total value locked still on the Ethereum chain, the price of ETH has a big impact on altcoins and on the altcoin dominance. That's why I believe those two charts don't look that massively different. And that's why I believe the altcoins had a pretty hard time since the merge. Ethereum is underperforming versus Bitcoin, thus the altcoins also lose in relevancy because many altcoins are priced relative to Ethereum and not the US dollar. And so of course the $100 million question is, when can this turn around? I don't know this either. I do not believe that the Ethereum ETF will make the turnaround. Something else has to happen, because let's have a look at the Ethereum ETF data. This is the in and outflows out of the Ethereum ETF since launch. And we have seen 4 days of massive outflows. The very first day we saw some adoption, but overall we rather do not see money flowing into Ethereum. Again, because Grayscale is reducing its holdings, right? If we annualize the current pace from the last 7 days, we see actually an outflow of 5.3%. So this is the additional supply that hits the market every year at the current pace. This is what's currently been locked up by the ETFs, and that's shrinking over time. I think the only real catalyst for the altcoins is not going to be Ethereum. It might be Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is able to rise to 100K or to 130K, then we are so high again relative to prior all-time highs that risk tolerance might rise again. And with risk tolerance rising, people move their Bitcoin gains likely to the altcoin. Will Ethereum benefit from all of this? I don't know either. Again, the main problem is that Ethereum is stuck in the middle. It doesn't have a lot of upside potential because it's already the second largest cryptocurrency. And at the same time, there is quite a bit of downside risk. Again, because competition is increasing and because there isn't a lot of traditional money flowing into the ETFs either. Let's revisit the Ethereum ETF data in a week or two. If you don't want to miss that video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. If you've got Telegram, then you are more than welcome to join us. The link is down below. Looking very much forward to chatting with you. Cheers.